welcome to Development of Science Teaching Material. I am Nihad Goni and your course facilitator. This is the last session for Unit 2, Session 6. In this section, we look at educational gain. By the end of this session, you should be able to define an educational gain. State at least 4 reasons for using educational gains to teach science. State at least 3 factors that should be considered when preparing educational gains. And state at least 3 disadvantages for using educational gains to teach science. What then is an educational gain? They are formalized simulations that follow procedures and rules, which is intended to provide the learners with skills to help them improve in the understanding of a concept which has been taught in class. This formalized simulation have laid down rules that govern how it performs. And so it gives you an environment that seems like a real environment, like the physical environment. But then it puts the learner in a to acquire knowledge by making decisions in the environment and getting results for them. They are made to be enjoyable and informative as well. Why should a teacher involve educational gains in his lesson? Educational gains are used to supplement the traditional methods of factual information, the traditional methods of teacher discussing with students, and demonstration, among other teaching methods. The educational gains can help to add more information after you have made your lesson known to your students, after you have gone through the normal lesson delivery. Also, educational gains are used to provide a means for students to practice skills that are learned in class. Sometimes, the science concepts we teach our students are not applicable to their immediate environment, and so educational gains provide a means for them to practice those concepts that have been learned in the class. Educational gains serve as a link between theory and practice because the student uses the facts and the information he's learned and the theory in playing the game, and that is the practice. Educational games also improve the effectiveness of the learning process. It helps to sustain information. Continuous practice helps the students to retain knowledge that has been gained. Educational gains is also a means to assess students' performance, to check whether your students have learned the information you have given them. Educational gains could be a good way to assess that. Also, it can be used as vehicles to develop the non-cognitive objectives, such as the communicative skills and information interpretation. The learning domains are not only cognitive, and so as a teacher, developing the affective and psychomotor aspects of your students is also key. And educational gains help you to realize all the domains. There are a number of factors to consider when preparing educational gains in your lesson so that your students can maximize the utilization of it. Here are a number of them. Make sure that the game you choose is not only for entertainment, but then it should serve your learning or teaching objectives. It should serve your instructional objective achievement. And so choose a game that will help you in the specific topic that you are teaching. Also, develop the game to fit into the time frame of your lesson. Starting a game and not ending it might not enthuse your students to try it again. But if the game is within your time frame, where the students can start and end, and even the lesson might continue through it, it will help the students to maximize, utilize the educational game. And so, check the time for your period and make sure that your game will fit into that time frame. Even though educational games have good advantages for teaching, it is not without some disadvantages. The following are some disadvantages of using educational games. It takes time to develop. This is one of the reasons why most teachers do not use. Because for a teacher to choose a game that is suitable for the lesson, for the topic, and make sure that within that time frame, that game a lot of. Also, it can be too competitive that it may lose its educational purpose. Students playing the game might only be wishing to achieve the maximum point, but not actually looking at the fact the concept it seeks to elaborate. And so, it might lose the educational purpose for which it was. Educational games are also expensive to make. Also, some concepts are difficult to construct games for, and so you might not have them for teaching those topics. Some questions to try your hands on. 1. Define an educational game. 2. State 4 reasons for using educational games in the science classroom. 3. State 3 factors that should be considered when preparing educational games. And 4. State 3 disadvantages for using educational games in science. I hope you were able to answer all the self-assessment questions. If you face any challenge, kindly go over the video again. We have come to the end of this session. This session was the last session for Unit 2. In this session, we looked at educational and why it should be used for teaching and learning science. We considered the factors when preparing educational and some disadvantages of using educational games. Thank you and see you in our next unit, Unit 3. Bye.